No English word has double O except the word food. Prove me wrong. This is proof that preschool education is important in childhood and that choosing the right books and tools to learn is more important than Nollywood. For now, get a stool. Go back to the classroom and learn some coordination. Don't be a hooligan. Let me just say this to all Trumpers and various idiots of all shapes and sizes. If we were gonna rig this election, you can bet your dumb ass we would not have left Mitch goddamn McConnell in office. Well, how can I put this? It's like how driving around with truck nuts doesn't actually make you much of a man. The nuts, like those flags, is performative and meaningless. In elections we count votes, not boats or car parades. I never see people driving around with Biden flags. Someone want to explain how this guy who could fill a high school auditorium is leading currently? Democrats are going to destroy your Social Security. I have totally left it alone, as promised, and will save it. Trump's 2020 budget includes $25 billion in cuts to Social Security. Nobody has done more for the black community than Donald Trump, with the possible exception of Abraham Lincoln. President Donald Trump. It shouldn't be this close, not after caging children, not after selling out our soldiers, not after 230,000 dead, not after 4 years of breaking every law on the books. It should not be this close. Philadelphia has got a rotten history on election integrity. Maybe if you had learned how to spell Philadelphia, they would have voted for you. Are the Muppets biased to the left? Of course, that was the point of Sesame Street, as I discuss in my book, Weird Admission that right-wing politics are centered around fear and anger and left-wing politics focus primarily on empathy and education. TikTok dancer who Ivanka Trump retweeted says she meant to mock Trump. It's amazing how one-sided these mail-in ballots are, says the candidate that told his constituency not to vote by mail. Praised gunman. All right. Everyone on the ground and no one gets hurt. Bank teller. You only have 30 bullets and there are 50 of us. We will have herd immunity. Just ignore him. Praised gunman. Bruh. My aunt on Facebook. Trump. Any vote that came in after Election Day will not be counted. In Arizona, the Trumpers are outside the processing center chanting, "Count those votes." In Georgia, the Trumpers were chanting, "Stop the count. You can't make this up." Funny how the people who think protesting by kneeling during the national anthem is unpatriotic are totally cool with not counting all the votes during a presidential election. If Trump lose, y'all gonna take them big Trump 2020 flags off your trucks, or y'all gonna keep them up for the next 150 years like y'all have with the Confederate flags after they lost the Civil War, both of which only lasted 4 years. So evangelicals, did you vote for the guy who was headed to church this morning, or the guy who was headed to his golf course? Asking for Americans. If Trump applied for a job with any company in the U.S., HR would deny his hiring. 26 sexual assault allegations, 6 bankruptcies, numerous lawsuits plus countless charges of racism going back decades. Yet we have no problem hiring him to be president? Think about that before you vote. As long as I live, I will never understand how this alone wasn't the end of it. Trump mocks a reporter with disability. If you hired a guy to make your house great and he hired his incompetent children, stole your money, gave it to your richest neighbors, let everyone get sick, killed your grandma, backed over your mailbox, burned down your house and blamed black people, would you hire him again? If weed is a drug, then how am I smoking it constantly without getting addicted?